Hello and welcome students to MechPro classes, my official YouTube channel. Myself Piraj Majumdar, Assistant Professor of Mechanical Engineering Department, GKCM, that is Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management under JIS Group. Welcome you to our new session of Advanced Welding Technology, where we will be uploading all the lecture series according to MacOut syllabus day by day. So keep in touch with us for getting daily updates. You can also contact me through 9433465217, that is my personal phone number, or even you can email me at pirasar@gmail.com. You can also connect me through social networking, that is Facebook page, which is known as MechPro Classes. So let us start today's online session.
We have started this module 3 and we have completed these different types of equipment. We have discussed elaborately the different essential equipments for safety as well as for the requirement of the starting of our arc welding process. Next, in power sources, we have just started the power sources, discussing about the power sources, where we have discussed the principles of arc generation, and we have also seen the characteristics of drooping current as well as the constant voltage type current. We have also compared the different arc length with the dropping of voltage as well. Now today we will continue our power sources and we will have a small discussion on the power sources. Mainly we will stick around the arc welding equipment mainly, which is the source of the main electric power, and in the next class we will be discussing on arc characteristics as well as electrode selection also. So let us start today's class on the continuation of the power sources that I already starting discussing in the previous classes also. So the main power source, as I earlier told you in the previous class also, that we are going to need a AC or DC source that may be in form of a constant or current type or a constant voltage type, or you can also name it as a simply a generator or a transformer as well. So we will be just be having a voltage, actually this power source actually. Okay, so coming to this, this there are a range of power sources available in the market for the welding purposes to be done. So here you can here is a picture I have randomly chosen, but it is a much widely used power source. So it is just have an idea, just have a look around this particular Lincoln electric transformer, you can say. It is a constant voltage, constant current AC/DC engine driven arc welding machine actually. So range will be set on the large dial, and fine adjustment within that range can then be made on the smaller dial as well. So here is a typical type of this welding machine. As you can see over here, this is a provision of putting diesel or petrol from the upper side, as you can see. Now the main thing we are worried about, or we are concerned about the different operating characteristics of this particular welding machine. So you can see over here we have got two knobs over here. One is the current range adjuster, as you can see over here, this one, and another one will be the fine current adjuster, as you can see over here. This one is the thing, and you will be having two knobs from where the connections will be coming out for the connecting cables. One will be for the this one will be for the electrode, and another one will be for the working table as well. So this is a typical type of diagram. You must have an idea of what does actually it looks like. Now coming to the typical diagram, connection diagram of the this electrode electric power supply of particular welding this welding operation. We have got this this is the workpiece, as you can see over here, a large one. Now it is an insulated electrode holder, so that there should be no hazardous effect of getting electrocuted by the electricity, high voltage electricity, to the this welding operator. So this is the welding goggles or helmet, and this is the overalls. This is the apron actually, so protective apron, as you can see. This is the gloves, and this is the welding current cable, as you can see over here. These are the safety boots, so that he might not be electrocuted by the leakage of this electrical high voltage electrical wire. Now proper cable connection, as you can see, connectors over here, as you can see over here. So one actually the source is here, electric current cable. The source is coming from the heat is actually the current is coming from here. This there is a source actually, and one is connected to the electrode holder, that may be positive or negative as per requirement, and the another one should be connected to the workpiece. As you can see over here, it is already being connected. And this is the insulated box for electrode holder. As you can see, insulated box for electrode holder. You will be needing the electrodes for the deposition of welding during welding operation. Now, so it is the current return cable. Actually this is the path through which the current is flowing, and from this it is returning. So it is completing the circuit diagram, electric circuit. Now there should be a earthing connection with this workpiece. Now, so talking about the welding this equipment, we are having this rod holder around here. This is the grounding cable. As you can see, this is a 12-volt battery. As you can see over here, we are having this on off switch. One is connected to the positive terminal and another is connected with the negative terminal, as you can see. And we also have a diode for the control of this voltage. We are having an armature over here. It is a ground, and Delco Remy alternator as well. And we are having the field over here. As you can see, armature, coil and field. This is the switch known as a thermal overload switch as well. And now here is a resistance. As you can see over here, it is 11 by 2 ohm 8 ampere resistors. It is for example. Actually, I've chosen this picture to give you a realistic view. Now, talking about the welding equipment, you can see over here, this is a welding equipment, welding machine actually. So where we are having this on and off switch, and this is the ampere scale, as you can see over here. So from there you can measure the current coming out of this particular machine. And this is the adjustment crank. As you can see over here, this is the adjustment crank, and this is the low range tap. And so this is the work led tap, and this is the high range tap. So connections will be coming out of this. So this is the basic things you need to know about the voltage source or the electricity source during the operation of the welding operation actually. Next, we do have this picture of power source terminal connections actually. So in power source terminal capture, we have this one will be connected to the positive terminal of the control unit, and another one will be connected with the negative terminal of the power source and also with the workpiece. So that will be the cable to the workpiece. So this will be these two connections will be coming out to the power source. One will be the positive and another one will be the negative, and it will be connected to the power cable as per requirement of the negative and the positive sides. Excuse me. Now we do have here this power cable to control this one, as you can see. Now we are having this gas adapter foot over here, and this is the work. As you can see, this is the stud welding gun. Actually it is mainly for gas shielded arc stud welding. This is the setup, somewhat similar to the previous one also, but a little bit difference is there. There is a stud welding gun attached to the equipment. So we are having power cable to the gun as well, and we are having also the stud welding gun. Now this is the gas line, as you can see over here, and we are having the flow meter from the particular gas cylinder, and it is filled with this inert gas as well. Now this is the control unit, as you can see.
Now the control cable to work, this one is the control cable to the work, as you can see over here. This one is the control cable, as you can see. So this is in short the equipment setup for gas shielded arc start welding, as you can see over here. Now here we have this connectivity. This is the mains, as you can see, current. This is the primary connection as well, you can see. This is the power supply, and this is the AC is coming out of the mains, as you can see. So this is the AC, alternating current is coming out through the primary connection, entering the power supply. This is the case earth to the mains as well. So this is the primary connection, and this one is the connection, secondary connection, you can also say. This is the current coming out as DC, so it is being rectified or converted to DC. And one of the cord is coming, this actually this connecting hose, you can say. So this is the welding lead, you can see over here. So we are getting this DC out of this power supply, and one point is connected to the electrode holder. It may be, this negative or positive, as per requirement you can change. But for the sake of simplicity, let us assume the current is flowing through this electrode holder, and when it is being attached with this, not attached actually, when it is coming a little bit in contact, keeping a small arc gap, we are producing the arc over here in between the contact resistance between the arc holder electrode and this workpiece, and eventually the electrons are jumping out of this electrode, and it is coming to the workpiece as well, and through this workpiece it can travel through this welding return cable, as you can see over here. It is being also attached to this power supply. So that is the whole thing. You need to know that when mains are coming, we may be directly using alternating current for welding as well, but in this case we are using a rectifier, where the primary is the AC and the secondary, that is the coming out of the voltage power supply, is the DC. So this DC current is coming through this electrode, reaching the workpiece after the arc production, and then it is returning back to the power supply, as you can see over here. So this is the welding return hose pipe or clamp, and this is the earth clamp. It is being connected with the work, so that it may not get this high current flowing through this. So we need to have a earth, excess current will be earthed. So that is the earth lid, as you can see over here. Now this is the welding return clamp, as you can see, it is being attached with the work. So current will be flowing through these directions and returning to this via this returning cable. Okay, so here it is given AC and DC current properly, as you can see. Okay, now let us have some discussion on the different types of arc welding equipment actually. So arc welding equipment, you need to know about this. Arc welding equipment is of two types actually, basically. So one is the alternating current, that is the AC machine. It may be of it has got this transformer and motor or engine driven alternator as well. And next one is, we are having this, first one is your AC machine, where we are having this transformer, and next is your motor or engine driven alternator. So transformer and alternator we are having under AC machine. And next we are having this DC machine. Actually for DC we are having this transformer with DC rectifier. So here also we are having transformer with DC rectifier. Okay, so you must need to know these things, this is very important. So this is the rectifier we are needing while performing the DC welding. And one more thing is the same as above, that is a motor or engine driven generator. Okay, so that are the things we are going to use while welding. This is mainly the power sources actually we are going to need during welding process. So transformer does not have any moving part, and as a result operates with less maintenance cost and also has higher efficiency. So the power used is also less expensive, and practically there is no noise in operation of the welding transformer as well. So in SC welding normally only transformer basically are used. Okay, so in DC arc welding what we are going to use, rectifier is being used for the conversion of the AC to DC. Not actually to produce DC is somewhat difficult, so that we are using the AC power supply, which is very easily available, and we are then using a rectifier to convert that AC actually from AC into DC actually, using the rectifier or a generator can be used to supply the required DC power actually. So in the rectifier type, the power supply is first stepped down by means of transformer to the required voltage, and then silicon controlled rectifiers we are also using to convert AC to DC actually. So these rectifiers are very this compact type and highly reliable, and have a very much high efficiency, as you can see. Now the other type is a DC generator as well, which is driven by either an induction motor running or on AC or an oil engine type, you can say. Now this combination is less efficient, this whether when you are using an induction motor running an AC or an oil engine, but it is more expensive and noisy in operation. Okay, now the welding machines can also be divided into two types based on the characteristics. The first one is the constant current welding machines, or droop curve machines, or simply the droopers you can say. So it is the constant current. I must write that this is the constant current or a droop curve, or simply droopers you can tell. So it is the droopers. Okay, so which vary the welding voltage to account for the change in the arc gap, thus maintaining the arc current. Okay, now as a result of this, the characteristics of the machine are a drooping one. So I have already discussed this one, this drooping characteristics. So I can write it for you again. This one looks like such as this one. So this is the drooping current characteristics, looks like this one. So here in the y-axis you will be having the voltages, and in the x-axis you will be having the amperes. Okay, now say this is for 80 volt, so this point will be 80. So when you are going to use the constant current welding machines, the characteristics of the machine look like this one, as a drooping one. As you can see, this is a drooping one, as you can see. Okay, so current is actually, say this one is 50 and this one will be around 150. So these 2 points, 50 and 150, will be the currents for the droopers. Next will be your it is set up for 50 volts. Actually there will be another one. If you set up this one for 50, say if you are setting this voltage as 50, say 50, then the drooping currents will be somewhat like this one. This will be 75 and this will be 175 plus actually. So this is the curve, how it looks like between output voltage and output amperes, shows a drooping one. Okay, whereas open circuit voltage is set at 50 volts actually. For this one is 50 and this one is 80 volts actually. So it can be seen that for a large change in output voltage, the corresponding change in current is so small, this small change. Okay, so that the quantity of weld can be maintained. So this is very essential for manual arc welding processes, since the maintenance of constant arc is nearly impossible by a human welder. So you can see when you are using constant current welding machines, or droopers actually, this one is the droopers. Okay, so this is the droopers actually. Now in contrast to this one, we are also having some constant voltage welding machine types, which have a more flat characteristics curve, as you can see from the curve. Let me draw the curve for you. This one will be having this one type of curve. If you say this around 40, say 40 volts we are using, and the ampere is coming around this one, say
it is near about 40. So actually sorry, this will be somewhat this one, and the voltage and the curve looks like this one. So 0, this is 50, say this is 100, so this is 200, and this is 300, say. Okay, so this will be the ranges coming to be. Now say this is 30, and this is in between 30 and 20. So this is the 40 mark, say 40 mark. This is the voltage, this is the ampere, this one is the ampere. So these are the characteristics curve of a constant voltage arc welding machine. Okay, so this is the thing. So constant voltage arc welding machines have a more flat characteristics curve as shown in this particular diagram, as you can see. So the slope of the curve is so flat that any small change in voltage makes for an extremely large change in output current. So these systems are generally preferred in the automatic machines since they become self-corrective. For example, when the electrode becomes a bit too closer to the work, the arc voltage drops, raising the output current to a very high value. Okay, now this current instantly melts the electrode and thus maintains the arc gap. So it is this machines, this is the this constant voltage type machines. This is the constant voltage type machines are widely used in automatic controlled machines. Okay, now though DC arc welding is very expensive than AC welding, it is generally preferred because of the control of the heat input offered by it. So we are having also this DC machines. Previously I was discussing about the AC machines. Now we are also having this DC machines, so where we are using the DC rectifier actually. Now these DC welding machines are very expensive. Okay, so expensive machines, but is generally preferred for the control of heat input offered by it. So as explained earlier, that about 70% of the heat is liberated near the anode in the DC. So 70% of the heat at anode, so in DC arc welding. Hence, if more heat is required at the workpiece side, such for thicker sheets, actually, for thicker sheets, for the work materials which have high thermal conductivity, such as aluminum, this. So I must write some examples for you as well. So aluminum, we are having aluminum, copper, high conductive materials, and having high thickness. If you are having high thickness for the workpiece, then we are making this workpiece as anode for the generation of high heat, liberating high heat near it. So it is termed as the straight polarity. When the anode is positive, that means the electrode is negative, and we are using this DC. So DCEN, actually DCEN is the straight polarity. Okay, and similarly, if you reverse it, that is DCEP. When you are using electrode positive, then the polarity is reverse polarity. Okay, for thinner materials where less heat is required in the weld zone, the polarity could be reversed by making the workpiece as negative. So this is known as the reverse polarity when DCEP. Okay, so DCEP is the reverse polarity, and it is used for welding thinner workpieces. Okay, so in reverse polarity the penetration is very small. Okay, and in case of arc welding, the bit obtained is somewhere in between the two cases, actually, the positive straight polarity and reverse polarity as well. Okay, now the DC arc welding is generally preferred for difficult tasks such as overhead welding, actually, to maintain the stable arc. Okay, so this is the thing you need to know about this power characteristics of this particular arc welding machines. So we have completed discussing on the different types of power sources we are generally using during welding operations. So next class we will be having some discussions on the arc characteristics. Thank you for watching.